God is good, and with each day that passes brings us a day closer to the launch of Pantheon Rise of the Fallen, our upcoming MMO Home. And today, I want to talk about Leashing in Pantheon Rise of the Fallen, how it will work, what to expect and what not to expect, because as you are probably aware, Pantheon Rise of the Fallen is an open world. You can travel from one side of the continent to the other without loading zones. In previous MMORPGs, such as EverQuest, there were certain tactics due to it being zone-based, such as zone hugging or running mobs to the zone line to get them to leash off of you. This created gameplay mechanics, one such as trains, large groups of creatures chasing you and possibly aggroing to other groups, and it is an entire thing. It also created a true sense of danger as opposed to a game like Final Fantasy XIV or World of Warcraft, where you can simply create some distance and the creatures leash off of you and return to their area. Many people are wondering, since Pantheon Rise of the Fallen is an open world MMORPG, does that mean that the classically spirited MMO tactics from yesteryear are gone? Well, no it doesn't, and that's what I'm here to explain. First of all, Pantheon does not use a universal or uniform leash policy. In other words, there is no certain distance where all mobs will leash off of you. It is a much more of a smart leashing type of philosophy. Everything depends on many things. First up would be NPC types, such as a bandit as opposed to a wolf, or a rabid wolf would be very different than a regular wolf, for example. A wyvern would obviously chase for longer, and these are all examples given by Joppa. So these types of NPCs had their own attitudes to how far they would chase, and also the speed in which they would chase you as well. But it doesn't stop there, because depending on the type of NPC, perhaps they would howl for others to join in on the chase as you go, or perhaps they would social aggro as you run through another pack of NPCs. Also, there are dispositions to consider. Some dispositions will allow how they chase as well. Perhaps they'll run faster the longer they chase you, or maybe they do tire out and give up faster, allowing you to escape if you're lucky. And then don't forget that many creatures have some abilities up their sleeves. Maybe you get rooted and the rest of your party escapes while the creatures swarm your locked down rooted toon and devour you alive. Your friends looking back as you scream in pain as you are obliterated while they escape. The important thing to draw out of all of this is that no, open world doesn't mean safer. In many cases, you will wish for the zone lines and swear it was easier back when you could just stay near a zone line to be safe. Other times, depending on all of the factors, you will escape with ease. But most importantly, there will be devastating moments that remind you of the danger of Terminus as your friend, or perhaps you, are eaten alive by a pack of wyverns who had a dragon cult acolyte with them chasing you, and he rooted that player down so the wyverns could rip him apart as the rest of you escape around a mountain pass. Those are the kind of moments Pantheon is built to create, the stories that happen from a complicated web of systems that made those events possible. Those kind of things create the memories we carry on with us and make us want to try again, to play some more, and to log back in, and all that kind of thing. Now, Joppa says that certain NPCs can recognize certain behaviors as well, so a little example might be that spiders might spit a web to entangle your limbs as you're trying to climb to safety, causing you to fall back down for the spider to get to you. Or he might just simply climb up to get you, being a spider and all, or any number of abilities that a certain NPC has in their arsenal to react to what you, the player, are doing. Now, this isn't always the case. There will be times where you and your party are able to just slip away, but you need to be wary even in that case, because with all the systems in play, you may try to creep back to where you were and find that the mobs are on high alert from your previous encounter, and things could be even worse now than they were before. Sometimes it is hard to put these kind of situations into words, but during gameplay, the impact of trains and one situation leading to another and another is all part of the Pantheon Rise of the Fallen gameplay loop and experience, and something to be celebrated at the end of the day. These are the kind of things that sets Pantheon apart from other MMOs, that will cause players to react differently and to behave more cautiously at the end of the day. Unify the players to fight against the odds and the difficulty in order to foster an even greater community overall. After all, when people are in danger, they tend to not bicker and fight over the smaller details, and that, I believe, is going to be a big secret recipe, a little bit of the seasoning and sauce in the overall pot that makes the community so great in Pantheon Rise of the Fallen. Real quick before we continue, I want to give a major shout out to the members of Napalm. Thanks to their contributions, I can get the equipment and gear that I need to keep this channel ticking, covering MMOs, RPGs, and of course, puppets. If you're interested in becoming a member of Napalm, please click the join button down below. It would be greatly appreciated. And a very special major shout out to the Lords of Napalm, Bounty Code, We Toke Bitcoins, Jared Woodhouse, Daimlos, and Farthest Reach. Thank you for your highest tier membership. Now onto the video. There are also a lot of situations where we had the video game effect mindset, where we think if I do this, this will happen. Because that's how games in the past have worked, only to be shocked when the NPC does not fall for your stupid little video games based strategies. Maybe you climb a tree, hoping the bear doesn't have it coded in to be able to climb up and get you, only to find out that not only does that bear start climbing up to get you, but there was already another creature in the tree to attack you as well. We have talked on this channel many times about how the environment is what you will be fighting, and although it goes beyond just the monsters and creatures of Terminus, I would like to focus on that for the topic of this video. And with all of the other factors combined, it gives a good case for the overall combat mechanics of the journey being something exciting and much more fun and engaging than the more simpler days. And as I've said before in the past, in order for Pantheon Rise of the Fallen to actually make you feel the way you did in 1999 or whatever year you experienced an old school MMO classic, they have to do things differently. As jaded as we are, we simply wouldn't fall for the same tactics that worked on us all those years ago. And as the players learn the different NPC types, we may grow more comfortable in saying things like, run for the water, this creature hates the water, only to find that in this rare case, the creature is so enraged, they are able to get over their hatred for water and pursue you and your group through it, because dispositions can trump over NPC type behavior in some scenarios. So this causes everything to be, this might work, instead of, I know how this mechanic works, therefore it works all the time in these scenarios. And that little bit of doubt, that little possibility that your tactic might not work this time, that will be the fear that jumps out as you try it. Maybe you're right, the odds are in your favor, but maybe you are wrong, and that saber cat is gonna tromp right through this river and finish you off. That is emergent gameplay. That is excitement. And that, my friends, is Pantheon Rise of the Fallen, our upcoming MMO home. It sounds like they have 3 major things, by the way, they are ironing out in order to get testing started back, in which we should be exploring the HDRP world, hopefully with the new network stack, and who knows how many other features loaded into the client. And hopefully they allow some kind of streaming of some sort. I'd be happy to help out with that, Visionary Realms. Just, you know where to reach me. And most of all, I'll just look forward to getting back in there and moving closer to alpha, which I believe we can still make it. They can still do it in 2022. Please drop me a like to help me fight the YouTube algorithm, and if you are new here, please consider subscribing for more MMO and of course RPG content, and leave me a comment down below how you feel about this smart leashing in Pantheon Rise of the Fallen. And until next time, my friends, God bless and happy gaming.